Director Weiner?
I think he's on mute.
Director Weiner, you're on mute.
All right, how's that?
Now you're not.
Thank you. Director Stanley?
It looks like she's in the on as an attendee, just calling in. Just bring her over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
she's just on the phone, so I don't really see.
we can only allow her to talk. We can't bring her in as a panelist. This is not logged in.
All right, looks like it appears we have a quorum, correct?
Correct, we have a quorum.
All right, next item.
Thank you. Next item is roll call and pledge of allegiance or observation of moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item, please.
Thank you. Next item is agenda item 2, approval of the agenda.
Okay, motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
All right, can I have a second?
Yes.
Okay, item's been moved and seconded. Please take the roll.
Thank you. President Alvarado?
Yes.
Thank you. Vice President Sutter?
Ma'am.
Thank you. Director Weiner?
Yes?
Thank you. Director Stanley?
I don't think she's on as a panelist yet. I don't know if she'll be allowed, if she's allowed to speak from the attendee section.
She is. I did unmute her. We'll move on.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
You haven't called my name yet.
Thank you. And Director Cepeda?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion.
All right, looks like now we're good to go. All right, so the next item is closed session. And closed session, I believe, will be only open to the directors, minus Director Stanley. Is that correct, Attorney Collins?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'd like Attorney Heather Kaufman to also be kept in closed session.
Okay. So noted.
Could we just do a quick introduction to Heather Kaufman since she's on the call? And
Yes, and I'm sorry, we are going to have to announce it. So if I may, Mr. President, Madam Clerk, may I announce the closed session and then seek public comments before we actually convene into closed?
Absolutely.
All right, the board will meet in closed session for a conference with legal counsel in regards to anticipated litigation regarding significant exposure litigation under Government Code Section 54956.9 D2, one case, and in connection with that, joint legal counsel on this matter is Heather Kaufman, who's from the law firm of Liebert Cassidy, and will be joining us in closed session. And now would be the time, Madam Clerk, to call for any public comments, and if there are none, to convene into a locked closed session.
At this time, we do not have any public comments.
Okay.
So what I do see 2 attendees. So what I will do is I will remove them from the waiting room before I remove myself.
Okay, and you'll need to remove the other staff members and they can stay in the waiting room, and then when the closed session reopens, then they'll automatically be added back in. Is that correct?
That's correct. Or they can actually, they would actually need to sign back in. So.
how will we get notified that we need to sign back in if we leave the meeting? Just logistically.
Can we just put them in a lobby?
I do not see a lobby for this one. Let me see here. Let me see if I could actually. Okay, so what I'll do is I will change So council, I think if we have them as attendees, they'll still be able to listen. So I think they'll have to be removed.
All right, so why don't we do that?
They can't be placed
We got
You
quite,
guys
in the
create
lobby?
a separate room and move us all into a room, a breakout room.
Yeah, I think it's key. So what I will do is I will contact them. So if someone can contact me when you're getting ready, when closed session ends, and then I will go ahead and contact them.
Because you have 3 individuals that seem to be calling in as attendees that they might want to listen to this whole session. I don't know if we have their information to contact them afterwards. But instead of moving them over to attendees, I think if you're able to create a breakout room, and then you move people into that room, and you would just move us into that room and leave everybody else into this main room. And we won't be able to hear each other in 2 separate rooms.
Director Cepeda, if I can make a suggestion, given the time and the fact that we didn't actually have this work out before, perhaps we could just have everyone leave the meeting, and at least for district staff, we'll get a text or a call to let us know to come back in. And unfortunately, the public will just have to come back in. Because it's closed session and the topic, I think we just err on the side of safer at the moment with the technology.
And unfortunately, with webinars, I just want to clarify there are no breakout rooms. So those are only with regular Zoom meetings.
all right, so why don't we, let's do this. Let's everyone leave the room that doesn't need to be here, and we'll text you and let you know when the meeting's done, okay?
Mr. President, before we go,
Yep.
so if you're an attendee that wasn't a part of the meeting in this past couple of minutes, can somebody just randomly come in, or do we have a waiting room?
No, we do not have waiting rooms. Webinars do not contain waiting rooms. So
That means that somebody else might be able to just join. So we need a link that's just for us if we don't want people joining it. Because otherwise, somebody else might just call in without knowing that they're not supposed to dial in. Maybe they're late. And they're like, oh, let me listen in now. So they might just join it. So I think we might need a link just for us for this time.
No,
And
I
keep
can,
this for the general public.
we can lock it after.
Yeah,
afterwards.
just lock it after everybody leaves. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's
Are you
not that
switching-
difficult.
Are you
We're
switching?
taking a lot of
hosts?
time here to set this up, and we need to get moving. There's a lot of items that need to be discussed.
Yeah. Miss Brenda, are you switching the host over when you leave, or?
who should I switch it over to?
Give it to
I mean,
Claire.
I can do it, or Miss Claire,
Well,
one of us.
give it to the VP Sutter.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do that. So let me just remove the attendees here now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, and if you just text me your number, I'll let you know when we're done.
I will. Okay. Okay, one more.
So whoever's we need to remove one more attendee. And then Brenda, you can hand the controls over to the vice president.
Okay, so now I will make you host here. Okay.
So she's the host now. All right. Is it just us now?
All right.
Looks like it's us.
Okay, hello.
Go ahead. I'm going to turn it over to Attorney Collins. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. We are here to discuss some difficult topics tonight, and with us is Heather Kaufman. I'm sorry, Heather?
There's a call-in number with
Yeah,
this?
it says there's 7. Who's the
Yeah,
other 7?
There's an attendee that called in,
Right.
ending with 0776.
I'm just removing them.
Can you lock the meeting?
I'm removing them now.
Yeah, see if you can lock it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Who keeps calling in? Oh, Lisa. Lisa Charbonneau.
I think that's not for the closed session though, so.
Yeah, okay, so that person's gone.
Right? If we don't tell them that we're removing them, they're gonna keep coming back in thinking it's, maybe they had a bad connection.
Yeah, I know.
Heather, can you email Lisa, please?
I am.
Okay.
Got it.
I think we're
That wasn't-
good.
That wasn't her before though, so I don't know who that was.
Okay. So let's get started. So tonight's discussion is difficult. You all received a copy of a letter, 2 letters in fact, and some additional materials on Friday evening, and then on I think it was Saturday or Sunday, some additional materials came through. What we're here to talk about tonight and what's permitted to be discussed in closed session is issues related to potential exposure to litigation. As all of you know, there was an investigation into complaints made by the general manager against board members that was resolved, well, it was concluded a couple of weeks ago. Heather Kaufman, who is one of our outside counsel for labor and employment issues, facilitated that investigation, and she has a lot of knowledge on the investigation that actually predates my involvement with the district. And so I asked her to be here tonight, not only because
Okay, Michael Savannah's on, Justin's on.
what's the item?
Lisa's on. We're just waiting for Miss Brenda. Lisa, Miss Brenda can't get back in.
Hey, Justin, are you able to help?
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we were interrupted. We had a technological problem. So at this time, the public cannot access this meeting. As a result, we will need to adjourn the meeting. We came out of closed session, however, and I'd like to report that the board did not make any decision in closed session that is required to be reported out under the Brown Act. And President Alvarado, I'd ask that we get a motion to adjourn to a later date,
All right.
the special meeting.
Motion, please.
President Alvarado, I move we adjourn this meeting to December 9th. It's 5:30 for a special board meeting.
Can I get a second, please?
I'll second it.
Okay. Please take the roll.
Thank you. President Alvarado,
Yes.
Vice President Seta,
Yes.
Director Weiner,
Yes.
Director Cepeda.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Okay, then our meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.